Yes, I have 4 jobs and I'm in school full time. There's no time to stop, okay? The time is now. It's embarrassing a little bit, and this is the first time I've ever said something about it publicly, but this is what we're here for, having real conversations. Welcome to my podcast. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Doria, and this is the Beautiful Messiness of Becoming podcast. Now, we are rebooting, y'all. I tried to make this podcast happen in 2024, and God said, girl, stop. It's not your year. 2025 is the year, okay? We are consistent, we are working hard to make sure that we achieve the dreams and goals that we have set for ourselves. We are walking in the path of the Lord, and we are doing things the right way to benefit us, to make sure that we are growing as people, as a person, and in life, to make sure that our future is the way we need it to be. It's comfortable, stable, and just full of blessings. So to get into this first episode back, I am going to tell you guys a little bit more about myself, just what I have planned, what my reasons for everything is, what my passions are, what my whys are, and just to constantly remind ourselves that we need to have a why in order to wake up every day. We need to have a reason that is giving us the motivation to get all of our goals done, to get all of our dreams accomplished, to make sure that we're achieving everything we set our minds to, because we are capable of doing that. Nobody can tell you no. Nobody's going to tell you to stop other than you and the little voice in your head. So it's time to tell that little voice to shut the fuck up and step. Like Kai Cenat said, it only takes a year for your life to change. So this is our year. Okay? So let's just start with the questions. I have a bunch of questions on my phone, so I'm going to just get straight into it. So the first question is, who are you beyond your job titles or roles? So first and foremost, my name is Doria. Most of my friends call me Dory. I am a Capricorn. My birthday is January 9th, which is, I think, 2 weeks away from today. So I will be 25 in 2 weeks. My job right now is I am a behavior technician working to be a RBT, which will eventually lead to me becoming a BCBA. I also am a caregiver, and I also work at Bath and Body Works, and I'm also a DSP. Yes, I have 4 jobs, and I'm in school full time. There's no time to stop, okay? The time is now. I am grinding. I don't care how many jobs I need to have. I don't care how many hours of sleep I lose, because once I hit 30, I can sleep all I want. Right now in my late 20s, it's the time for me to grind. So who am I beyond my titles? Beyond my titles, I am a very empathetic person. I am very compassionate, very caring, very giving. I love people. I love helping people. And although I am shy in some regards, I have learned the past 4 years that I need to be uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. Like, I need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the motto. And I learned that at my last job serving when I lived in Florida. Like, you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in order to see any type of growth within yourself. And I feel like that is exactly what molded me into being the person I am today, because the hustle doesn't stop. I'm from New York, and if you know anything about New York, you know that people hustle every single day. Like, it is not cheap to live out here. It's always something going on. Somebody just got set on fire in the subway last week. Like, people getting shot, robbed, killed, doing all that. People are experiencing the best and the worst days of their lives out here, but the city never sleeps. The city never stops. So I really take pride in the hustle and the grind of this city, because it molds each and every one of us who've been raised out here to just get to the bag, like, get to your dreams, accomplish anything. Like, you can never see a dark day unless you allow yourself to live in the moment, be happy with what you have, and just know that the more you grind, the more you'll see success, the more you'll see what you actually want out of life. So again, like, beyond my years, beyond my title, I am just a very humbled, compassionate, empathetic person. I always try to put myself into other people's shoes to understand exactly where they are and how I can meet them halfway. And that also comes with my title of being a behavior technician, because I always have to put myself in other people's shoes to understand the behaviors of what they're doing so that I can better help them. I also work with kids who have autism, so it's a lot of me meeting people halfway or even more than halfway. I have to be very patient as a person, which I just naturally have. A lot of my friends say, like, in my relationships, I'm a very patient person and I deal with a lot of things that most people wouldn't. And it's just in my nature. I don't know. I always see the benefit of the doubt in people and I always see the potential that people have. But sometimes it's not good to stay in something because of the potential. Just remember that. It is okay to stay for potential most times, like even in a marriage, like, you know, you see a potential in how a marriage could be and like what a marriage is, like once you are married, but like most of the times in the dating stage and the talking stage, you gotta look past potential sometimes, but that's a whole nother podcast episode, so we'll get to that. But yeah, I'm compassionate, humbled, empathetic, caring, loving, resilient to the house down boots, baby girl. Like, I have seen dark days and I am here in my own car in the driveway of my house, chilling, talking to you guys on a camera. Like, most people don't have these things, and I am just super grateful that I have a family that supports me. I have a God that looks over me and like cares about my life and my well-being and the path that he has set out for me, and has given me these characteristics as a person to be able to achieve those things. Who hasn't influenced you the most in your journey so far? So I think my inspiration comes from a variety of things. I wouldn't say that one thing has influenced me the most other than God. Like, just being more in touch with my faith and being more in tune with God and getting to know him as a person and understanding the walk of Jesus's life and how I can emulate that into my life. That's inspiration enough, you know, that's influence enough to know that there's a higher power that's working with you and not against you, and to keep you motivated. Like, it's easy to say like, oh, my mom influenced me, or this YouTuber influenced me, or my sister, my brother, my friends. But to believe in something that's well beyond you, that's omnipresent, that's something or someone that you can't even see, and have that internal faith and trust, and honestly, faith and trust in something that you can't even see, someone you can't even see, and just pray and remain hopeful that that spirit is going to lead you. That's influence enough, because it's hard, and religion is something that's very difficult for a lot of people to talk about. It's sort of taboo in a sense, but I feel like if you are able to trust God with all your heart, trust that Jesus didn't die for nothing, and like, he actually did die for our sins, and he's paving a way for us to walk in a path that resembles him, you can achieve anything. Because now I know that like, you have the strength and the discipline within yourself to go beyond what is even physically in front of you. Like, I think that's influence enough for me. Who do you hope to inspire or connect with through this podcast? So I hope to inspire and connect with people of like-minded nature, people who are on a journey in pursuing a career in ABA, people who deal with mental health, people who have a messy room, who just need the motivation and have someone relate to and talk to. What is that, my cat? I hope to connect with people who are like-minded in nature, like just like me. You know, I want to connect with people who, again, have a career in ABA, who are looking to become a registered behavior technician, who are a BT studying to be an RBT. Like, I want to connect with people who have a messy room and know that sometimes it gets hard, and that your mental is just, there's just so much going on that like, you literally rot in bed for days and just need somebody to talk to, or hear a story that relates to you, and hear how that person overcame that, in order for you to find the motivation within yourself to reflect and overcome that yourself. Like, I have always said since I was 13 that I wanted to be a YouTuber, and I'm shooting myself in the foot every single day for not posting that video that I made when I was 13. But, you know, things happen for a reason. God had a plan for me, and it wasn't then, it's now. So just knowing that at that time I wanted to be a relatable person for somebody, because I never seen someone like me experience the things in life that I have experienced. You know, like, I've never had somebody of color to sit there and be like, this is the kind of person that I look up to and I want to hear from, that I want to be inspired by. Yeah, like the Aaliyah J's and the Aaliyah Faces of the world were out there, but like no one ever talking about the nitty gritty, the taboo topics, like the real unfiltered and raw truths of life. Like I've never really had that. And although I do look up to those girls, like Aaliyah's Face, she is killing it. That is my girl, the house down boots. Like I just want to live a life just like hers, like the luxury, the fashion, like the everything. But again, in my present, in my knowing right now, I need somebody to talk to on a real setting. You know, like I want to hear people talk about the real shit. Like, you know, people are broke out here. People are struggling, living with their parents out here. People are dropping out of college because they just mentally can't handle it. People are working 4, 5, 6 jobs just to make ends meet, still living paycheck to paycheck while going to school, while doing this, that, and the third. Like, I want to have those type of conversations. So if this is anything that relates to you, definitely subscribe to my channel. Definitely check me out every week, because those are the things that I want to talk about and what are passionate for me. And I hope that people in the likeness of those topics attract to me. And those are the type of people that I want to inspire. Even if it's just one person, that's all I need, because I know I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not the only one going through life and is struggling right now. So I want to be that inspiration and that help for you guys. What is your purpose or mission with this podcast? So yeah, like I've been saying, my mission basically is to inspire and to spark conversation with people who struggle with mental health, who are struggling financially, physically, mentally, and to open the doors and having real and honest conversations online. I want to be able to push the agenda forward in making sure that people are honest with themselves and with others about the struggles that they face in life. I've seen so many people abuse drugs and abuse other things outside of their flesh to satisfy a problem that they're facing just for the day or just for the night. But we have to understand that we wake up every morning still having the same issues. Like, I don't want anybody coming onto my channel feeling like they don't leave with some sort of advice, leave with some sort of like tip or trick on how they can manage their mental health, or how they can manage, cleaning their room or figuring something out. Like, I want to solve the problem of being more transparent on the internet. Like, although like I'm not going to give you guys every single last detail of my life, because privacy is important, but if I can tell you guys how to manage a tough situation where you're feeling depressed and you can't clean your room, and then I post an hour-long cleaning video encouraging you to get up and at least clean one thing in your room, just to make you feel a little motivated and tackle it day by day. Like, that's going to be so beneficial and so worth it for me, because I want to make sure that I'm pushing myself out of a funk, and I'm pushing myself out of a depression, and I'm speaking what's on my mind, and I'm getting all the thoughts out of my head about an issue I'm going through. And I want you guys to feel the same thing too. I want you guys to feel like, damn, this girl is real. Like, she's really like a human on this app trying to get through life, and I'm in the same position too, and I relate, and I want to see her journey so that it can inspire me in my journey. That's basically what my mission and what my purpose is for this podcast. And I'm sorry, I talk a lot, and it's a lot for me to express how I truly feel into words. And I also wear Invisalign, so like my mouth gets dry and like all this stuff, but bear with me. Okay. What are your passions and how do they shape your life? So my passion, again, is to just help people. I love helping. Like, I just left work to go take my friend home because of a family matter that she's having. I left work before to pick a friend up from upstate New York, because she was going through something. Like, I will go out of my way for the people that I love and care about to make sure that they're okay. Because I know at the end of the day, like, I have the means of recovering. Even if it's going to be hard and put me back, I will go out of my way because that kindness is just in me to do. Like, if I genuinely care about you and I genuinely love you, I will go out of my way for you, because that's what a relationship is about. That's what a friendship is about, you know, like picking each other up when you're down and vice versa. Like, even if it doesn't get reciprocated in that moment for me, I know eventually if I'm down, I can go to this person like, hey, yo, like, you know, I need you, and vice versa. It's just in my nature, and I'm just so passionate about that. And I'm also just so passionate about the autism community. I've been working in this community for about 4 years, almost 5, and I just love it. I just love being able to help families navigate the world of autism and just teaching them about the things on how to manage, you know, a child who has it, how to manage their behaviors. I love psychology. I love what goes on in people's minds and how they think the way they do, why they act the way they act. I just love that. And those are just my passions, and it shapes me to be a more empathetic, caring, and patient person. And to also just be super resilient, because time is of the essence, and it takes a lot of time to see growth in that population. So just being super patient and trusting the process is what has fueled me into my ventures in life and what I have going on. So those are my passions, and it shapes me in a way where I have to learn to apply that same patience and trusting the process kind of mindset to my own life, because I'm not going to see a change overnight. Like, I'm not going to be a millionaire tomorrow unless I hit the jackpot, you know? So I have to be able to trust myself and my guidance and my beliefs in order to get to where I want. The same way I extend that grace to my clients and my friends and family is the same way I need to apply that grace to myself. What lessons and experiences are you most excited to share? I think I've talked about that already. You know, just the ins and outs of my life, how I navigate certain situations, how I navigate certain topics. And, you know, I want to talk about my experiences. Like, I'll do story times on some of the stuff that I had gone through. Like, when I lived in Florida, baby, there was a story every day. Okay? Like, people trying to rob my car with me in it, you know, like, bro, just a lot of stuff has gone on in my life, and I want to share all of that. When did I realize that I wanted to share my story or help others? So I realized this again from an early age. I think when I was in college about 2 years ago, I was like really going through a lot. And after I navigated that point, after I withdrew from that college, I was like, you know, I really want to put my story online. Like, I want to put my testimony online, not just for others to see and relate to, but for myself. Like, I want a video diary to go back to once I make it, so I can see, like, damn, like, I was really in the gut and now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want a video representation of what my life is, so that when I have kids, they can see, like, listen, mama wasn't always straight. Mommy did not have everything in order, and it took a lot of dedication and grind and hustle to get to where we are now. Like, I don't want my kids to want for nothing. I want generational wealth. I want to break generational curses, and I have a path for that. Like, what I'm doing now will lead me to that in the next 5-6 years, and I am sure of it. I'm confident in it, and I just have to push myself every day to get there. So I want to share that, and those are my whys. That's my what. When have you felt the most aligned with your purpose? I feel like the end of this year, like the past 6 months or like the past 4 months, I have felt really aligned. I'm always gonna say, like, no job is gonna keep me for no amount of money. I don't care. What I value when I go to work is that I love what I do. I don't think about the money when I get there, and it's a positive and encouraging work environment. I don't care if I'm getting paid $1 million a year. If you're treating me horribly, I am out. I will take no money for the best experience than the most money for the worst experience. Because at the end of the day, my peace and my mental is all I have once everything else is gone. Like, I could be dead broke, but if I don't believe in myself, if I don't have the motivation to carry myself every single day, and I don't have people around me that are inspiring me every day or teaching me or helping me grow, then it's not worth it. Like, everything in this world is so tangible, but the only thing that matters is the relationships you form with people and the experiences you have and how they teach you and lead you in life. Money does not mean shit to me. Yeah, I want it. Yeah, it's going to help me be more stable, but that doesn't matter at the end of the day, because I need to be able to live life for me every single day and just love my life for what it is in the present moment. And money could come and go. It's not my money at the end of the day, it's God's. So when God is ready for me to be a millionaire, best believe I need to be mentally ready for that. I need to show him that I can handle what I have in front of me now with $100 in my bank account and nothing else to my name. I need to show him that I can handle that before I can handle the riches. So once I'm able to handle that, I'm at peace with my life in the present moment every single day. That's all that matters for me, you know? So these past 4 months, I felt the most aligned with that, because that's exactly what I had to learn. I had to be okay with taking a pay cut, getting paid like $4K a month to only $15 a month. Like, I had to really learn to be passionate about what I'm doing in order to feel fulfilled at the end of the day, even though I'm not making the most dollars. And this past 4 months has taught me that, like, I know exactly what my path is for life. I even got back in school, y'all. I withdrew out of college when I lived in Florida in 2021. It's 2024, and I'm starting over, a freshman. No credits transferred, no nothing. I'm starting from the bottom. And I know that once I make this decision, it's all gas, no brakes. Like, I'm not withdrawing from school again. I'm not going to start over again. School will always be there, but I'm at a place in my life right now where I'm willing to sacrifice my time and my ability to travel to have a better future for myself. I've traveled a lot the past 4 years. I've traveled a lot. I've seen a lot. I've made a lot of friends over the years, and I've deepened a lot of relationships over the years. And right now I feel like I'm at a place where I've established myself in those friendships, in those relationships, and I'm willing to sacrifice all of that to make sure that my future is better for myself, for my family, for my future kids. So, when do you find time to focus on your goals and personal growth? I find that every single day. Like, I need to take time every single day to reflect on myself and do things for myself, whether that's washing my face and using all the skincare that I wanted to use, and, just spending time with my cat unplugged and, like, not being on my phone scrolling through TikTok. Like, I always find time to focus on myself and my personal growth, because there's no time for a break. Like, this is the rest of my life we're talking about. If I'm not grinding every single day, if I'm not thinking about that growth every single day, while still finding time to be at peace and to be in the present moment, then, like, this is all for nothing. Like, I need to grind every single day in order to see that. Where are you in life right now, emotionally, physically, and spiritually? I would say right now, emotionally, I'm not in the best place. I'm gonna just be honest. I was in like a 10-month situationship with somebody that I had to end because I realized I was being emotionally abused. And coming from somebody who deals with behaviors all the time and is technically a behavior technician, therapist, whatever you may call it, it's very hard to recognize when things are being done to you rather than this being somebody else and you're noticing it for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I can see if my friend's is in a toxic relationship like that. But when it's me, it's like I have all these butts in my head, like, yeah, he's talking to me this way, but he hasn't been the past few months. Or, yeah, he doesn't reassure me, but he did this and that for me when I had nobody else to go to. Like, there's always a but to the situation, and it's just so hard to really sit and look from the outside in about a situation like that. But yeah, so just dealing with that, and that'll be a whole nother podcast too, like relationships and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, right now in this very moment, not so good. Yesterday was Christmas, and I literally spent all day in bed. I said Merry Christmas to maybe 3 people, and I just rotted in my bed because like I just had no energy, no motivation to do anything. And I know that like there's always tomorrow, but like again, we're not promised tomorrow. So like I was beating myself up for being like so down, but we're gonna have those days. Now today's a new day. Now I'm making this video. I was supposed to make this video how long ago? But we're here now, So physically, I feel like physically I'm okay. I do have like a disorder where like I pick my skin. Like if I have a scab, I'm gonna pick that shit because I have anxiety, and I've been diagnosed with anxiety and depression. So like I deal with those things constantly. So it's always like I'm always finding something to manage it, and some things are unhealthy, some things are healthy, but like physically I think like I'm in shape. Like I do have a little bit of a gut, like like I'm not the best at holding my breath when I run, and like like things like that. Like I could be in the gym more, but my main thing that like is an issue for me is like the skin picking. Like I have so many dark marks on my skin. Like look at my hand, bro. Like I have so many dark marks and shit, and like it's an eyesore for me because I know like nobody wants to see somebody with like scabs and shit on their arms, and like nobody wants to see that, and it's embarrassing a little bit. And this is the first time I've ever said something about it publicly, but this is what we're here for, having real conversations. Welcome to my podcast. But yeah, that's just one thing that I really have an issue with for myself, and I'm working towards finding a way to deal with that. And that also comes with going to therapy, but also it's like a lot for me to like not do. Like it's a mental thing. Like it's literally a mental thing. So that's just something I have to work through physically. And spiritually, I feel like I'm in an okay place. I could definitely be going to church more, definitely need to read the Bible more, but I feel like I talk to God every day and I pray every day in some sort of way, even if it's not like the generic way to do it. In my personal way and with my personal relationship with God, I talk to that man every day. So I just need to get better with understanding his word and learning more about him. But we're there. We're like this, but we need to be like this, okay? So we're getting there. Where do you see yourself in the future? In the future, I see myself being, in the future, I mean like 5 to 6 years, I see myself having my bachelor's and my master's in psychology and ABA therapy. I am going to be a board certified behavioral analyst, a BCBA. I'm going to be working with a very great company, managing RBTs and clients who have autism, creating plans for them, doing all of that jazz. I'm going to be living in a nice house and or apartment. I will be financially stable. I will be successful on this YouTube channel with my podcast. I'm going to be stable. I'm going to be stable in my career. I'm going to be stable mentally, spiritually. Like I will be baptized again in that 5 to 6 year time frame. I will have my career as a BCBA, and I will be good, okay? I would want to be in a relationship by then. Excuse me, but I am taking the back burner on that and just letting God guide me. He will send the man for me that he wants me to be with, and when that time comes, that time comes. But I am no longer focusing on relationships from now until then. If it happens, it happens. I'm not closed off, but I'm not seeking. Like starting this podcast isn't even about the money for me. It's about the journey. Again, I want this to be a video diary for myself so that I can document my journey, hold myself accountable, and being consistent with this, and also helping people in similar situations to me. If you are struggling with anxiety, if you are struggling with depression, if you are struggling with skin picking, or you smoke too much, you drink too much, you vape too much, this is going to be a safe space for you. Have openly I have openly and honestly dealt with a lot of those things, and I have experience with therapy and trying to better myself. And although it's like a work in progress still, I want to open this up to be an open and safe place for anybody struggling with those things. I want this to be real and honest. I want it to feel like you're on the phone talking to your friend and just taking some quality gems with this to better yourself, to better your mental, and to keep you motivated, and knowing that trusting the process is okay. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable is okay. This is life, you know? Nothing's going to happen at the flip of a dime, and nothing's going to happen for you. You have to go and make it happen. And I want this to be a place where we can all come together. We can all talk about our honesty. We can all be honest about our experiences and relate to others, give others advice. I want this to be like a video form of Reddit, this is the page, and I want all y'all Reddit posts and y'all subreddits and all that on here, okay? That's what I want this to feel like. I just want this to feel like a big giant group chat where we all just talk about it, like, hey girl, I'm going through this, can you really help me navigate the situation? I want this to be a safe space for the girlies and the guys that are dealing with the same things that I'm dealing with, and we're gonna make it through. And we're gonna do check-ins. We're gonna do a 3-month check-in, a 6-month check-in, a 9-month check-in, and a 12-month check-in. And at the end of next year, I'm going to do a yearly reflection, and we're gonna see how we grow. I'm not in this for anything more than the experience and the accountability, because that's what I'm struggling with the most. And it's important to always hold yourself accountable. It's important to self-reflect. Don't be too hard on yourself, and always show yourself grace, because at the end of the day, we're human. We're going to make mistakes. Shit happens. It's how you recover. How resilient can you be? So thank you for listening to my podcast. I am so excited for this year. I'm so excited for my birthday and all the milestones that we're going to have in school and in work and everything like that. So keep in touch, keep me posted, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.